This week's Parsha Shofetim starts off talking about the pursuit of righteousness. Moshe culminates the paragraph by telling us, Tzedek tzedek tirdof, pursue righteousness. This formulation, though, is somewhat surprising. Why should the word for righteousness, tzedek, be written or said twice, when one time should have been enough for conveying Moshe's message? The first thing to note is that the Parsha and paragraph starts with, Shofetim v'shoterim titen lecha b'chol sha'recha. You shall place judges and officers in all your gates, etc. V'shaftu es ha'am mishpat tzedek, and they shall judge the people with righteous judgment. The Torah refers to two types of justice officials, the judge and the police officer. When talking about justice and righteousness, why does the Torah talk about two types of officials and not just one generic justice official? As by other disciplines, no two types of justice officials are the same. Each type has and fulfills a different function. As such, each type of justice official represents a different type of tzedek. For instance, a judge must be completely impartial without favoring either side. If he doesn't insist on being completely impartial, he will end up causing a corruption of justice. A police officer, however, does not necessarily need absolute impartiality, as his job is to keep the peace and protect the people. It is probably more important for him and his job to be friendly and participate in community relations. So by Moshe saying the word tzedek twice, he is saying a judge must pursue tzedek for a shofet, and a police officer must pursue tzedek for a shoter. Each person must pursue the tzedek that is relevant to himself. That too is righteousness. We can also interpret Moshe's repeating the word tzedek not just to teach us about pursuing justice and righteousness, but that we must pursue tzedek of tzedek. We must aim for the highest form of tzedek that we possibly can. Many people regularly do all types of righteousness, but that's not good enough for us. We are representatives of God and are part of His kingdom of priests. We must challenge ourselves to look higher and do better. Finally, there's something else to note. In Hebrew, when you use the same word twice in a row, it expands the meaning of that word to be every single one. For instance, if you say baboker, it doesn't just mean morning, but it means that it is something that happens or must be done every morning. Similarly, if you say yom, it means that it is something that will be done or occur every day. So then what does tzedek tirdof mean? It means that we should pursue every single tzedek that comes our way. It is not enough just to do a good deed, but we should pursue every single tzedek that we possibly can. Pursuing any and all justice and righteousness is in the DNA of the Jew. At the forefront of almost any social justice movement, there is and has been a solid Jewish representation in the participation and leadership of the movement. On the flip side, we should not pick up every cause. We are to pursue tzedek, and not every social justice movement is a true tzedek, but rather is the dream of a single person or group of people that is meant to benefit themselves. An example from the Torah would be Korach. Just as by Korach, pursuing a social justice movement that is not a tzedek would not lead to righteousness. Moshe's instructions for pursuing righteousness really is all of the above. To pursue whatever and wherever we can, in what is relevant to us and at the highest level possible. This will enable us not just to pursue, but to practice righteousness and help build a godly society. Shabbat Shalom.